Matt, I'm so glad that you and Brenton are going to be doing the show with us now. We're going to put some new edges to it. You know, Farron and I have been doing this show together for 25 years, and as you know, I think he's the best in the business. Absolutely the best progressive commentator in the business. But my thought is to mix it up a little bit. I want to cross some generations and find out what people are thinking. The first thing I wanted to ask you about was there's a term that we use in the legal profession. And as a trial lawyer, you've heard it, you'll use it in your career again and again, but it's called flooding the zone. And it's where you walk into court and you throw so much at the defense firm, the defense lawyers that are coming at you. But as you're throwing all that stuff out, what you're really working is another concept. It's not quite misdirection. I call it really more flooding the zone. Let them worry about this stuff, and then I'm going to worry about what really matters in the heart of the case. I see Trump doing that. I mean, right now, matter of fact, Farron and I have done a couple of shows on this notion of how good he is and how organized they are at flooding the zone. You've been doing some research on it. Let's talk about it.
100%. He's as good as it comes when it comes to flooding the zone. We look back to, and all of the viewers will know, February 9th, the famous The Penny is done.
Right, exactly.
It takes 2 cents to make 1 cent. We've done it for 233 years, but no more. The next day comes out with another executive order, no more paper straws in executive buildings.
Yeah, now everybody's reaction to the penny, for example. He walks out, he can't find a penny. He says, I'm going to do away with the penny. Does that all within a minute, right?
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. Then the things with the straws. And people, their reaction is the same reaction that he had when he said, well, I'm going to make Canada the 51st state, or I'm going to make Greenland an extension of the United States. People go, oh my God, what's this guy doing? Yeah. Well, he's doing exactly what he's always done. You can say a lot of things about the guy, but he's a great negotiator.
100%.
I mean, one of the best negotiators I've seen in that office in a long time. Okay, so what he's doing is he's throwing the pennies out, is he's talking about straws. What's going on really?
So while he's flooding the zone on February 9th and 10th, between now and then, he's done a couple actual legitimate substantive executive orders. So we see he stopped the abandoning or the enforcement of certain anti-bribery laws. He's given DOJ, Elon Musk's entity, great authority.
Okay, those two right there. Okay, he's dealing with bribery laws, okay, that we see taking place all the time. We see corporations going into third world countries and bribing whoever they need to bribe to get the product on the market. Exactly. It ends up killing people. Doesn't make any difference in the United States. We used to be able to prosecute. And there was a time when we couldn't do anything. Then we had a window where we could prosecute that person for that kind of foreign bribery. First thing he does is says, I'm going to do away with that. If corporations wants to do it, we're going to let them do it. That's pretty significant as the headlines in the media is talking about pennies.
Right.
And they're talking about straws. It's almost as if there's some kind of bizarre dysfunction that's taken place in the American mind.
It's an hysteria.
Certainly in the American media. So we look at things as significant as that.
Yes.
I mean, where he's doing away with the bribery's okay. You can give somebody in the Congo money to dump your product in the Congo and sell it. It's going to be okay.
100%.
Now, the other one that you're talking about, along with the bribery issue.
Well, he's done a couple more. So, for instance, COVID vaccine mandates were quite a big issue, right? For the longest time, no one's even talking about those. They slipped right under the rug. There's an executive order that just came out a couple days ago regarding those. But people are focused on the hysteria. They let that slide by.
Okay, the COVID. Let's just talk about it. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's talk about these one at a time. So the COVID issue, you've got some real changes taking place. You've got the CDC right now.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to continue pushing vaccines. We're going to do what we want to do vaccine-wise. And you've got an administration that says, no, we're going to take a look at what you're doing. So the best way to deal with that is to put some crazy thing up for the idiot, dysfunctional media to talk about. They've become so dysfunctional.
Yes.
That I think of sometimes where the cases that we handle, Depo-Provera, killing hundreds of women all over, there were thousands, and the media's not talking about it. NEC, where preemie babies are dying from exposure to this formula product, media's not talking about that. No, they're talking about pennies and they're talking about straws. And Trump knows them so well. He understands them so well. Let's lead them that way. They'll fall right into it,
And
right?
Pat, while you're on it, I mean, if you think about the one topic that's caught the media's attention more than anything, it's Doge and Elon Musk.
Perfect.
And they capture all the oxygen in the room. He'll go in the Oval Office, give a speech, and the media eats it up time and again, time and again. Meanwhile, executive orders coming right by. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
He's signed dozens of them thus
Well,
far.
here they are. I mean, they're
Yeah,
coming
absolutely.
across the screen. These are executive orders that are flying by. And while the media's ignoring this and talking about straws and pennies rather than talking about things that matter to the public. See, once media became corporate, it all changed.
Yeah.
It's all about how much money can we squeeze out of this channel?
Yeah.
How much money can we squeeze here? And they don't hire journalists anymore.
Right.
These aren't investigative journalists. These are people that they create a headline, and the headline is on the New York Times, and then it shows the same headline on LA Times, same headline all over the country with the chain newspapers.
Right.
There is no more investigative journalism.
There is none.
So this they're never going to catch this.
The Wall Street Journal, what was left of investigative journalism, had to put up a Trump tracker. They couldn't even keep up with it.
Right.
After the smoke and mirrors, they had to go ahead and just say, listen, we're just going to delineate by single bullet points here all the things because we can't keep up with it. Nobody else is.
Right.
That's the extent to which this works.
Right.
It's effective. It's
You
a
know,
brilliant strategy.
when I was growing up, they had Walter Cronkite, they had David Huntley and Brinkley. They had real journalists, okay, that would say to the producers, are you friggin' crazy giving me this story?
Right.
When we have these huge stories taking place all over the country, and
Right.
you're giving me this garbage.
Right.
Well, this is one I really want to follow up on. I want to,
Absolutely.
as he throws out more pennies and more straws, anything else come to your mind about?
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. I think this is a long-standing tactic with this man. If you look back to his first time in office, he threw a fit about the size of his inauguration for weeks.
Right, I remember
nobody
that.
recalls what executive orders went through that first time.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing. I think it's a long-standing practice with him. I don't think people picked up on it. You're the first that I've known that's really even brought it to light. So we're going to stay on top of it. and
He's
keep
a
going with it.
negotiator.
He's
a negotiator, and you may hate his guts,
Right.
but he's real good at what he does.
He beats
and
people,
these
yeah.
snowflake libs that just go crazy because, oh my God, he's a Nazi, he's a fascist. Well, he may be all that, but right now he's beating your butt.
Exactly.
Because you don't have enough sense to even understand what he's
Exactly.
doing. And until the media picks up on it, it's going to be the same thing.
You know, nobody has to like their enemy, but you ought to know what they're doing, right?
Exactly.
Comes down to that.
Know your enemy sounds pretty important.
Exactly right.
Not create the image of your enemy that
Exactly.
you want to create.
Yeah.
Know your enemy
100%.
and really deal with him on his terms. He's a negotiator. He's real good at what he does, and he is kicking the butt of the Democrats that are in total, utter free fall right now.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Matt, thanks for coming on. We're
Appreciate
going
it,
to see a
Pat.
lot more of you. Appreciate it. Okay?
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.